Hey, what's up guys? Dave Palmer here. This trick is sick this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the new subscribers last week, and just wanted to get down to business hardcore this time. So I know this episode we're going to be giving some tips and tricks on getting the final paint, base coat, clear coat on this 87 GMC pickup, and just give you guys all the knowledge that we got on this thing and whatnot. Also, we're going to be putting, well, not going to be, we are putting the motor together, the LS base engine for Dalton. We're going to show you a couple of clips on that deal. We're going to show you what we got going on there. And Dalton, thank you for sending over some of those studs. So he's wanting to stud the bottom end, so with some better mains. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there for him, just to hook him up. So I don't know what he's intending on doing. Maybe he's going to turbo it. Who knows? So, but anyways, thank you to Summit Racing, Kevin Blumenthal, J&H Tire, Pete's Machine Shop, Cheetah Race Engine and Performance, Ampro Electric, and each and every subscriber out there. Oh, and MMA Max, Brian over there. So try not to leave anybody out, trying to, try to shoot this at the hip. So, but anyways, we did get the, I think the last episode, we got the primer on the truck, and we spent all week, sanding everything out, any little runs and whatnot. Because to be honest with you, because we use the epoxy primer from Summit Racing, the 2K high build, we put it on pretty thick. The reason why we put it on so thick is to help with any kind of imperfections and whatnot, and give it that super slick, clean look. So the truck turned out gorgeous. So it is really straight, a lot straighter than what we anticipated. It's almost show car straight. And that way we can get this thing knocked out. We can get some interior put in it. We can get a new dash. We've already got the windshield. We can get this bed right on line. We're going to get it right on line underneath. That way we can get this thing up for sale for one of you guys. So, but anyways, please stay tuned. We're going to show you what we do on the base coat, clear coat. And remember, the past paint jobs we've done have been single stage for the most part, but we're going to show you what we do and how we do it on this. And please stay informed, because I think next week we may be able to have that engine together for Dalton. So we're going to try our best. So, but anyways, I got to get to it, and you guys just follow along. All right, thanks guys. Now, what we used right here to sand everything down is we used a 400 grit, and then we went to a 1000 and then a 1500 grit. And we did the 400 to take out any kind of little imperfections and runs and whatnot. And I highly recommend, if you're going to get paper or plastic, you get it at Walmart or Lowe's. We buy these huge deals right here over at Lowe's. So these huge deals of paper that are for houses. That's the best bang for your buck, guys. So go over there, buy that. That's a little tip and trick. That way it'll save you some money. And you see, we didn't pull all the glass out and whatnot. We didn't see the point in it on this one, because we're not building a show truck, but we're wanting a really nice, something that could, do good at a car show, and a nice street ride. So, but anyways, sanded everything down, and you see that 2K build, it just laid super flat. I mean, it just blows me away how good that stuff is. And that's from Summit Racing, and that was in the last episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rest of these wheels. I'm going to get some plastic on them. We've got everything taped up. Please keep in mind, don't use the blue. Don't use regular masking tape. Always use the green is what I highly recommend, because it pulls up real nice and peels off real good. So your white's going to stick too hard, and your blue's not going to stick enough. So I do highly recommend the green. And remember, do not leave it on too long. Try to take it off within 1 to 2 days after shooting, or the same day. You just don't want to have to be cleaning up all the little glue, because if you do leave this on for a week or two or longer, you're gonna be cleaning up residue and really a lot of nasty stuff. So anyways, let me get to it. Let me get the rest of these wheels. You see I got the plastic on the one back there, and I got to get the rest of these up, and then we'll do a little bit more prep on the body. I'll show you that, and let's get to it.
They said, don't fall, don't forget all the things you've been taught, you've been told. Don't blink, don't run, don't turn left or turn right or look straight at the sun. My mind's going in circles, I'm trying to fight it, getting these voices inside to stay quiet.
Now, just to let you guys know, before we brought it in here, we washed the entire truck with Dawn dish soap. We also wet sanded it with the soap and the sandpaper and everything at one time. So then when we were done, we washed everything with Dawn again, just standard Dawn soap, rinsed it off real good, and pulled her on in. So, and before we pulled it in, you know, made sure everything was nice and clean in here. So just let you guys know, if you want to know what kind of cleaning prep we did, we wash it with Dawn soap, and we use a power washer. You can do it by hand with a sprayer. You just got to be real careful and make sure that you got any kind of little imperfections and whatnot taken care of. So trying to think here what else. Oh, another deal is whenever you're done taping everything off and you're good to go, you need to use this little tip and trick. Let me show you something. Before we do a final wipe down, you want to make sure that you go ahead and blow the truck off with some air, just to make sure that you got all the little dust particles and any little stuff that may be on the body. All right, the next thing that you want to use is, I got these super tough tack cloths. You want to make sure that you go get you some tack cloths down at O'Reilly's, AutoZone, most auto parts stores. I think even Walmart may have them. They got some kind of, well, it's a specific cloth that tries not to leave any fine particles and whatnot. Also, it removes any fine particles, dust, little things that may have been left behind whenever you blew the truck off. So if you want to get you 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, wipe the car or truck down nice and easy, and it's some pretty easy stuff, and it's kind of sticky feeling because it's got a like I said, it's got a residue on it that helps you get rid of all the stuff that's on the body of the truck. But what you do is you just wipe the body down. And what it does is it takes any little dust particles, anything that may show up in your paint. So we're trying to get this thing ultra clean so that your paint will lay down flat and there'll be less sanding or buffing to try to get any kind of trash out. So let me get to it, and this is just a little tip and trick. Make sure you get these tack cloths and wipe the body down. And now whenever we're done wiping the body down, this is pretty much the last phase. Then we're going to get to mixing up the paint and showing you guys what we're using. So let me get this thing wiped down.
Just start again. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn.
All right, back to our guns here. I am using the Devil Bits right here, the GTI Pro Light. This is what I'm going to do my base coat with, and then think it's got a 1.6 tip on it. It's the TE20 style. This is also a TE20. I'm using this for my clear coat, and I'm going with a 1.2 to 1.4 for more atomization. Like I told you before, we're going to keep it separate. Clear coat, base coat, And this is going to be your primer gun, and then I got some spares up here. But anyways, try to keep all three of your guns separate so that you don't mess them up, because you remember what happened to me the last time I was messing with it. So very excited to see how the GTI Pro Light did. A lot of reviews, seen a lot of different styles, a lot of different pricing. Highly recommend going with these right here, guys. And just because of Devil Bliss, you do not think that they're out of your price range. I think these were 100 to 150 bucks a pop. So if you really search around, you can catch them for 80, 90 bucks on sale or something like that. So, and everybody knows, painters know, these are some of the best guns that you can get. Now, on to the paints. We're going to do a base coat, clear coat with Summit Racing. We've got our, now, let's start out right here. The Fisheye Eliminator. Make sure that when you go with base coat, clear coat, you get the right one for 2-stage, because the other fisheye is for single stage. So we're going 2-stage, which means that you're going to have a base coat, which we're going with a silver. And as you can see, it's a 2-to-1 mixture. And you need to get the 2-stage hardener that goes with it and the right temperature. Make sure you get the right temperatures. I'm going with a medium right now because the temperature right now is between 70 and 80 degrees. And I do have a little bit of reducer here, just in case I need to thin it up so that it'll flow through the gun a little bit better. So make sure that everything matches, and you can double check that with the Summit Racing text, or whenever you order, if you know enough about it, you can figure that out on the internet. So, but I highly recommend this. Now, you got to shoot a clear coat with base coat, clear coat. So you want to do, sorry about that, my cat and dog are in here and I'm trying to run them off. Your clear coat, the 2.1 VOC clear coat here, highly recommend it. This will be what you're wanting to shoot with it. Make sure that you get the 2-stage clear coat hardener that goes with it, guys. You gotta, and make sure your temperature on it as well. I've got a medium temperature on this, which is going to be between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So remember, base coat, clear coat, you got your paint, you got your hardener. Make sure you got your hardener at the right temperature. This is going to be a 2-to-1 mixture. 2 parts paint, 1 part hardener. Remember, you can add reducer if you need to thin it up to flow through your gun a little bit better. Then when you get to your clear coat, this is going to be 4-to-1. You can see I wrote it on here. That's my writing. Going to be 4 parts of clear, 1 part of hardener here. Make sure you get the temperature right. Also make sure that your hardeners are for the 2-stage or base coat, clear coat setup. Your single stage, which I got over here, is a whole different get up. You do not want to mix these things up, or I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend what Summit Racing tells you to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot our base coat with our green gun here. We're going to do our clear with this. We're going to mix up our base coat first. We're going to get it shot. What we're going to do is, so I'm going to come out here, and I've already told you about the cheap suits on eBay and some of the good 3M masks. We're going to shoot the clear, okay? Or not the clear, sorry. We're going to shoot the silver base coat. We're going to dust it real lightly, real nice, and then I'll dust it again. And I'll hit it a 3rd time. I may even go 4. It just depends on how uniform that the silver looks. Don't put it on too thick. Also, you want to wait about 15 minutes in between each time, or what I like to do, around about 10 minutes, I'll touch up here on the tape, right where you shot. See if it's kind of sticky. If it's still kind of light tacky, you're ready to go. Start shooting it. So shoot it. 5-10 minutes later, come in here, kind of feel it on your tape. Don't touch your paint. Kind of tacky. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. Hit it. And hit it again. Do not put it on too thick. Remember, base coat, clear coat, a lot of times the reason why people have problems with it, it's a lot more runnier, it's a lot thinner, it's damn near like shooting water is what I tell a lot of people. I mean, not literally, but compared to single stage, yes, night and day. For me it is. Then when you get your clear coat, Same instructions. Do a nice little dusting. Now, if you're doing like a super gut slick show car finish, a lot of guys will let the base coat dry. I've seen them even sand it, then hit it with clear. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna base coat it 3 to 4 times the entire truck. Then I'm gonna hit it with clear 2 times. Hopefully the 3rd time it'll flash. Flashing is whenever you're you're trying to put the last clear coat on, you're not going real thick, but you'll kind of hit it, keep it even. You're gonna be shooting about, I like to hold my gun about 16 inches. I would say 12 to 18. Start out about 18, about 16. And when you do your fanning, you're gonna want a fan that's around 16, 18 inches, a fan. Not too much paint, not too much air. You're gonna get orange peel if you start, too much paint, too much air. Make sure you keep your pounds down on your air pressure. I like to keep mine around, believe it or not, up here, I've got them set at about 7 pounds. And I'll do the fine tune adjustment on my deal. These guns are set up that way. They deposit a lot of paint under low pressure. They're efficiency. Anyways, when you're doing that last coat of clear, you're gonna be holding it. Hopefully I'm holding it out here about 1 foot to 16 inches. And I'm gonna be doing it real nice and just watching it. And what'll happen is, you gotta really get an eye for this. You're gonna see a thing called flash. It's just whenever you pull it off, you're gonna stand there for just a second, all of a sudden it's gonna go boom. And it's gonna just have a pop, super shine like show car. That's what you're looking for on base coat, clear coat. If you wanna hit it with another clear, go ahead, and the time in between those can be 10, 15 minutes, and I highly recommend doing the tape thing that I told you, the little tip of trick, touching to see if it's tacky or sticky. Hopefully I explained everything in detail, and hopefully you guys got it. So, other than that, remember, cleanliness is a big thing. Everything needs to have already been swept up. Sometimes I'll even pour water underneath the truck. This time we got it pretty clean in here. We're not gonna have to do that. So I'm gonna close the door over here, close it up. I'm gonna get suited up. We're gonna start shooting silver, 15-minute intervals, try to get our paint looking real nice and even. And then we're gonna hit it with clear. And then we're gonna see what it looks like after 2 or 3 times. Like I said, we're gonna try to put the last coat. Please keep in mind, if you put too many coats of clear and it's too thick, I've actually seen a fogging effect, which means the black will start looking like a gray, or it'll just look foggy. Try not to put too much. I've heard people put a lot, but me, I've had bad experiences where it's just too deep with the clear and it gave a weird, funky kind of, I don't know, it just didn't look right. So anyways, remember, even shots, start at the top, work your way down. And remember, gotta have a gun that keeps the entire truck wet. It's gotta move. That's why you gotta have a better gun. So whenever you're doing it over here on this side, you need to be able to move all the way, paint all of this truck. And believe it or not, by the time you get around here on your last coat, it needs to be pretty much wet still over there. If you do that and you move fast enough, I notice you don't get orange peel and you don't get the overspray look. If you do get a little bit of that, don't worry, you can buff it out. So you can cut and buff. I'm hoping that this one's slick enough. There's very little of that. I have high hopes, and we're just gonna see how she looks. We'll see how she turns out, and you guys just follow along. So, got any questions, post them in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I do appreciate you, and I'm excited with these new guns, and I'm ready to get it on. So, all right guys, follow along. Later.
Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found, and you can't start again until you break down.
Okay guys, to be more specific on your base coat, you're going to need to add your reducer. It's going to be 2 parts paint, 1 part reducer, and then your hardener, you're going to need to add 3 capfuls of hardener. So for every, I think it's every quart. Let me look here. I've got it here. You can go to their website. Yeah. Mixing Summit Racing base coat, 2 parts, 1 part, and then 1 ounce. So, and 1 ounce equals roughly 3 capfuls. So you guys want to make sure that that's how you kind of mix it up a little bit at a time. So outstanding drying times OEM, I'm just looking here, it says 15 minutes, 6 psi like I told you guys. I think everything else I told you pretty much on the money. So you want to make sure that your reducer that you got your 1 part. So 2 parts paint, 1 part this, and then 1 ounce of hardener. So if you need more paint than that, you'll have, you know, if you double it, you double it. So just want to make sure I gave you guys the right information. I was kind of thinking it was that, so I just want to double check. All right, thanks guys. We'll get it mixed up.
Until you break down. They say, be meek, look beneath the bed before you go to sleep. Keep on, I shine. You'll surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. On to the place where all this began. To start again. Won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes.
We got to do some sanding and buffing. Got a little bit of trash here and there on this thing, and hope you guys enjoyed this trick is sick this week, showing the base coat, clear coat, and I actually stayed up till 2 or 3 in the morning getting this thing painted. So turned out really good, really sharp, and hope you guys like the tips and tricks with everything. I'm just sitting here looking at it. It looks great. So you guys stay tuned for next week. Got some chassis stuff going on, I think, with a 66 Chevelle, and some tips and tricks there, and finalizing and finishing up that motor for that boy Dalton, and then we'll have him over the episode after that to give him the motor and see what he thinks and see if he likes it. So thank you to Summit Racing, J&H Tire, Peace Machine Shop, Cheetah Racing, it's Kevin Blumenthal, MMA Max, and each and every subscriber that has subscribed to our channel. Thank you very much. And I think the next giveaway, trying to remember if we're doing an intake. We may be doing an intake, or we may be doing a turbo giveaway. So you guys stay tuned. Thank you very much. We do appreciate you. And we're gonna let this thing dry, and then we're gonna wet sand it. So, and we'll give you a little bit of update whenever we get it out in the sunlight and you can actually see it really good. So, but it turned out real sharp, real good, and we're happy with it. So All right, thanks again, guys. See you later.